back and I'm live. And I don't think we've got builders for the next few days. I think they may have even finished. So that's a good point, because I'm now finally able to bring sort of a little bit more design and another design for you guys here live today. If you want to leave a comment, you can do in the comment section. I will have my comments open in a moment or two, but first I'll tell you my name is Blut084, BLUT084, Art and Games, and I'm here, well, I should be here every Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday live, but if I'm not, I will leave something up for you guys up on the channel that's I've recorded overnight and edited for the day and then released it roughly about this time each day. But because I'm live and I've been sort of waiting to see if the builders will turn up, they haven't. So I'm going to get some live designing done today. If you don't know the characters that I've drawn here and here, this is Blue Angel. We've made him out of polymer clay. And this here is Morningscape. We made him out of polymer clay. I can't lie him down because he's got a tail. But we drew them. We made them out of polymer clay, and we've even made them in VR. If you want to check out how I made any of these, they are up on the channel. So you're more than welcome to go and check out the Creation Station playlist or live events for live illustrations and designing of different things. If you want to see the VR version or VR created playlist, go and check them out. Sorry if I'm a bit burpy. I've literally just eaten my dinner once again. But yeah, we're going to be not doing the heroes today because we've done what I want to be done on these. As again, this one's Blue Angel, this one's Morningscape, but we have, in the story that I'm sort of creating over the past year, well, started with this book, and then we've sort of moved on to the second book, and then a third book. If you again, guys, I've been doing three, so I've been creating a sort of comic. I think I'm going to try and turn this into a comic, because I don't think I want to write a book, because I don't have that kind of energy in me to write a whole full book. I'm really dyslexic, so it's like I'd rather draw something and then put word bubbles in there and things like that. But yeah, we're going to be... I'm just going to turn myself down. Got the comments open now, guys, so if you want to leave a comment, you can do. But yeah, we're going to be drawing... we're going to be illustrating the evil sidekick to the other. If you don't know who the other is, or Lothar, the other, spelt with all in one words, all in one thing, Lothar. This is him now, and this is the evil opposite, complete opposite, or well, complete opposite to degrees of Blue Angel, the villain of the story. But he needs a sidekick, and we have already started with the sidekick, with the story. As you can see, again, if you've missed any of me creating any of these characters, guys, then you can do check them out on the Creation Station. I will give you a full explanation on each and everything when I'm sort of completely happy with all the designs. Because I want to make a VR version, then go into the drawings, explain a little bit of the drawing, and then explain the whole sort of story, or the beginning, or the origins of the whole thing. But for now, we're going to be just sort of illustrating the sidekick. Again, this is the evil side to Blue Angel. And what my idea is, we've got two worlds. They've either collided together, or somehow they're able to mash together, or something like that. Put sort of alternate universes, something like that. Well, the thing like it's come together, and there's a portal in the VR version. Again, the VR version that I made has been corrupted, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to get that back. But I did save it, so hopefully that save file it's not corrupted too much, and I'll be able to faff around like I did for the other things and bring it back to the channel. But if it doesn't, I'll just go and remake it, and I'll add all the characters into that one scene. But if you want to check out what I've already done, because I'll basically be going to be copying what I've already made in that, go and check it out. But yeah, we've already put him into the character. We first started with these two characters. So there's the good side and the bad side. But this story did not, or this illustration did not start there. It started here, where the grave of the other, because Blue Angel's defeated him. Again, I'll give you a full explanation of everything that's current you see here today. But that's him resurrected, that's him dead and defeated, and then we've got the other part to the scene. This here is Dusk Skimmer, the sidekick to sidekick to the other, and we'll get the other. And yeah, so it's sidekick, and then I'm going to be making the sidekick today. If you missed me drawing this one, this was last week. I did a quick live stream, and then I shaded it and showed you how to shade everything. And then I showed you how to colour it and what colours and where to put the colours and sort of how to use the colours to your advantage and sort of blend and things like that. But that one's finished. This is Dusk Skimmer. That is the other. Then that leads on to this part. Then he's resurrected. So yeah, that's what I'm going with. But I want to make a full design like I did for here. This was the first idea. This is the first idea for Dusk Skimmer. They always have bone wings, and I'll explain why they have bone wings further on in the video. So let's go back to my original evil villain, and we'll turn the page. Get rid of that because that's the underneath ink page when I ink and things like that. Yeah, oh, another thing, guys. If you are a fan of Inktober, I will be taking part this year once again, like I did in this book here. Over 30 days, 31 days, I think there is in October. But 31 days of illustrations I will be doing again. Be day 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on, like I did for this here, where I was day 1s and 2s and 3s, where each day I will not be using a pencil, which is why I'm kind of getting back into drawing again. I will not be using a pencil like this one here, which is my fine line. It's not a fine line, what I'm talking about. It's my mechanical pencil. When it says mechanical pencil, it basically means you pump out the lead. Like that. That's a bit too far out. But yeah, you pump out the lead for as much as you think you need. Like that. And then you just carry on. Saves the shaving, pencil shavings and things like that. And saves the trees, guys. You got to save the trees. Use a mechanical pencil. Just get the lead and refill it. Beautiful. Job. Done. Lovely. Right, yeah. So let's sort of take some ideas from this here. Where the colours that I'm using will come later on. I'll probably do that on Wednesday, the colouring, because I want to shade and stuff like that. But his colours are green, and it's like a pinky, like a pinky purple skin color, because what I've actually decided on is Blue Angel, because he's blue. That's going to be the good colors, blue and yellow. That's all good colors. And then we're going to have this again. We've got the blue and we've got the red. Now this on the Morningscape, that was designed, and that is designed through my son's colors, because he decided that he wanted to have a red hero. He's not a demon. He is just like a fawn type character. That's why he has horns. The wings are a given. Every character that I draw, that will be in anything that I draw, will have wings. And well, I give you a little explanation on the wings here. Why he has bone wings. Let's get that one back. We're actually using that one. Why they have bone wings. They have bone wings because their cloth that they have wrapped around them is actually their skin for their wings, because they don't have feathers. They're only like a bat type wing, or maybe a leather strapped sort of wing type thing. They can fold it out, and they can't really fly with it, but they can sort of glide with it, and that's what I'm sort of going with it. That's how I'm going to sort of get things done, and how I'm sort of where I'm sort of going with it. Well, we really need to get on and get some of that design. I've already got a timer. We've got about Alexa. How long's left on that timer?
You have 40 minutes left on your 50-minute timer.
So we have 40 minutes left on the timer, she says. So we've got to sort of move him to the side, because that is the other Lothar, whatever you want to call him. Lothar, I'm sort of leaning towards. But yeah, that's the other. We have to design what I've already kind of designed something. So we're sort of going to be using that as a base. So probably a good idea is to get rid of that one now. I can see him off in the corner, and we'll have. I don't want to take this out of the book. That's the problem. I never take anything out of my books. The only way I'm going to be taking things out of my books is if people out there that want to purchase an original, and I mean true original, because what you will normally get if you want anything from me, guys, is I'll go to my professional printing shop and get this sort of scanned in and professionally printed onto a acrylic or just canvas type things. You can have a canvas, or you can have just a poster, so you can have it to put on your wall, things like that. I also will be doing digital, but at the moment I've got no PC. So please, guys, please hit that subscribe button, ding the bell for notifications, and don't forget to leave a like. So those help me out and greatly for what my aim is for the next at least couple years. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, like all are. So the best thing to do is help me out and hit that subscribe button, ding the bell for notifications so you never miss a live stream. But if you are interested in anything I have made, from polymer clay things to illustrations to magnets, which I can't actually show you, so I'm going to grab the magnet I made. Yep, here we go. So the illustration and again magnets. Everything I make is up for sale, and if you don't want the original, which I don't blame you, then there you can have yourself a remade, professionally remade one, because these are just my prototypes at the moment. So if you want something, I will make you it fresh handed, and it'll be all fresh handmade. I will sanitize, and I will make them nice and clean for when you receive them, like I have for the last character I've seen, for the personal character that was designed. Let's grab that one there. The Pineapple Man. We drew him, we made out in polymer clay, and then I sent him out, and I made 2 other characters. If you want to go and check out my first paid customer, then go and check it out on the creation station. But yeah, if you're interested in anything that I've made, then definitely drop me a line down below, or you can come over to TikTok, or you can come over to Instagram, so personal message me. TikTok is Bloot084, but put a hyphen or full stop between each letter and number. And if you want to find me on Instagram, it's Bloot084 Art Games. Not Art and Games like here, but Art Games. For some reason I couldn't put it on, that was too long or whatever. But yeah, so yeah, that's me. That's what we're going to be doing. I need to get drawing, because if I don't, I'm not going to get anything done. I don't want to be drawing it in 30 minutes, because that's not my style. Right, I am recording this as well, guys, so if you don't want to watch the full stream, then you can watch the whole thing come together from sketch to ink to then we'll have a coloured version, and it'll be all ready for you guys to check out. But I will be doing it live Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday. Hopefully the builders won't turn up. If they do, again, I'll record it and I'll post it as I have been for the past couple of weeks. Right, I'm going to be listening to some Comic Storian like I normally do, to sort of give me free time so I don't have to chat. I am going to be sort of getting on with a little bit of illustration, but let's do a quick sketch and a quick form of what I kind of want him to be standing in, because he is Dusk Skimmer. So let's just put Dusk Skimmer up here. I know what his name is, but Dusk Skimmer, because Morning Skate has a skateboard and a sword and things like that. We'll think about weapons and stuff, but he'll have to have some sort of skimming thing. So we'll have Stickman, there we go. And then we've got sort of the ideas. Dusk Skimmer will have a mask. He'll have a lot of hair. He'll have horns. He'll have wings, sort of bone wings. I don't know if I'm going to be having the bone wings sort of wrapped around him, like holding his cloth in, so it's sort of, so he's wearing the cloth instead, like a trench coat. You know what I mean, with a bone. What's the word? Corset type thing. Not men wear corsets, but you know what I mean. Like a rib cage, like a second outer skin rib cage, sort of thing. I sort of keep thinking about as I go along, and the more I think about the character, the more I like the idea of like his wings sort of wrapping around him, like bone wings, but wrapping around him, and forming a corset type area. So that might be a thing I can do, but it will have to have a trench coat of sorts, because the wings will have to obviously fold out and grab and fold out, and that's sort of good idea. So let's have so we'll put the designs, the ideas down here. We'll have Dusk Skimmer. We'll have okay, so bone wings. And then we'll have his, what shall I say, bone wings. So we'll have trench coat plus bone corset, bone corset. So that's the idea. So that's his clothing. The mask, I like that. We'll have the mask. The mask, I think, I'll have to have a mask plus hair. I have long, lot of overflowing hair. So I don't normally draw hair that much, so it's sort of a task that I want to get over. Mask, hair, on his mask. And then his weapon. But he will need to be riding on something. And again, the idea I had was he would fold out his wings and sort of skim across the ground with some sort of rolling, or I don't know, because he lives in a sandy area. And you've heard of sandboarding, right? And that's the idea I've sort of got. So maybe I will give him a sandboard. I'll have to look that up because I don't actually know what a sandboard looks like. Like a sand, so we'll have a sandboard. Sandboard. He'll have a sandboard under his feet, or they'll be clipping it up or something like that. Again, we're keeping it with a similar idea from Morningscape. The only difference is that he's the opposite, so the evil version. Colours are different. It looks similar but very different. As in, when the portal opens, they'll look at each other, and when they look at each other, it's like, oh my god, who is that? Oh my god, is that me? Is that my reflection? And then they get closer, and we'll carry on with that story, and that story is evolving as every day that I get different ideas. I've been watching a lot of TV and getting some different ideas, thinking, oh my god, that actually works with my character and stuff like that. So, that's the sort of idea that I'm going with. So, slurp my tea, think about what I'm drawing. So, skimmer, bone wings, trench coat, bone corset, mask, hair. Not with hair on it, just a mask. A mask here. And then we'll have, when I say mask, I mean something like this. Something that, get off. Something that they take off. And underneath they've still got a face. He's a little bit worse for wear. That is sort of say battle worn is what I'm sort of going with this one. Again, the paint job's sort of coming off now because of what did I use? I don't think I used acrylic paint. I think I used water-based paint, which not the best thing to use if you're going to be using it and stuff like that. So yeah, that's one idea. Maybe, and I've learned from a lesson. Maybe by making a little small magnet dusk skimmer. Who knows? But yeah, there's the idea of the mask. The mask will it's not a power mask. It's just literally to cover the face over because they're looking a bit dead and whatever. But yeah. I have two worlds collide, and things like that. Right, where's my ruler? Where's my eraser? I will need my eraser. We've got sandboard, weapon. I don't know yet. I don't know. It's nice spell weapon, whatever. Weapon. I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure. So mask. Think. Yeah, trench coat. Clothes, shoes. I think we're ready. We're ready. Let's get going. Let's get rid of some of these lines. We don't need that. I like the idea of the trench coat being like that though. So we'll just get rid of the. Let's just get rid of the. Oh, we'll start again. That was just literal rough idea. Again, we're designing it the same way we did the other. Lothar. I'm going to go with Lothar. We're still designing the similar way, so we'll sort of be standing, but he will be standing in a. I think he'll be holding the board. I like the idea of him holding the board. Same as ideas that, because I'm going to be making these out of polymer clay. I know I have already made other, but I want to make him out of polymer clay because that looks interesting to make. Just purely because of the bone wings, and the cloth over his body. Yeah. Right, so we're going to be sort of taking inspiration from that, but we're not going to be copying that. We're just sort of taking inspiration from it. It's going to be a lot shorter, so see, here would be, I think, the size, so whatever. We can't have a size difference. What I might do is Well, I probably will do now that I thought about it. Actually, is do a double picture where you've got the other and you've got, you've got Blue Angel and you've got the sidekick, and then you've got the Lothar and Dusk Skimmer as a sidekick to him in the same pictures of one standing over the other, one leaning down, something like that. Maybe, I don't know. We'll get on with some of that. Poses. I might even, thinking about it, doing Inktober, I might try and draw every picture to do with my personal characters. So keep tuned for that. That's going to be happening in October, or Inktober. Again, if you don't know anything about it, there is a playlist from last year that you can go and check out, and I would definitely recommend going and doing so, because if you're going to take part, it gives you an idea what you're going to be doing. If you are taking part, guys, definitely let me know in the comments, and maybe we'll sort of have a draw off some days. Right. Let's get to go. I've got mask and hair. Right. Okay. Let's get some comic story in the background. I can't let you see it this time, guys, because it's actually on charge at the minute. Or maybe I can pull it closer if I'm clever. Sort of. Well, not without moving the camera, and the camera's in a good place and it's comfortable. But yeah, we're going to be listening to Comic Historian, Teen Titans, Robin's Big Secret. Now, I listened to this yesterday and I was like, no, they didn't steal my character, did they? Or I stole it from them without knowing. You'll find out what I mean as I get this illustration sorted and you get to listen to some more Comic Historian. Again, Comic Historian are a brilliant thing. If you want to go and check them out, they are up on YouTube, and you can listen to pretty much any comic that's come out. What they've started to do is do full stories. So if you don't want to watch a 10-minute video and you want to watch the whole of the comic strip or the whole of the comic line, then you can do, because they do full stories now. So definitely go and check them out for any kind of comic that you've seen, because they're bloody awesome, guys. Bloody awesome. All right, let's get it playing, and I can get some drawing done.
Playing from Nene, SMT 110.
That's nice. Shut up.
Comics are just explaining what's going on in your favorite comic book world. Today we're going to be covering the continuing storyline of Teen Titans. The previous episode is linked down below, but as a quick recap, Crush, Lobo's daughter, has been discovered by Lobo. He found a way to control her mind and used her to capture all of the Teen Titans who just dealt with being betrayed by Roundhouse. They are now being brought to the Other, which is where we left off last time. Don't forget, we have a Twitch channel, Gaming, where we play Marvel's Avengers, Destiny 2, and Final Fantasy 14 every Saturday and Sunday, and at random
because his comics come out since I've drawn the picture, maybe they have stole my idea. Who knows?
Deep below in the prison of Mercy Hall, Roundhouse lays on the ground, hardly able to keep his form with his suit.
I'm gonna try and sue him.
His eyes stating that it's been hours. He just needs to reach. But as he pops open a small control compartment in his shoe, he presses a button and turns into a ball, bursting out of his chains. Once he gets to the upper levels,
I don't want to make super hench because it's so
wrapping himself up, stating that he needs to fix this.
I don't want it to be super hench. Because he's skinny, because their world is a death and destruction sort of Mad Max area. Mad Max type world, where you've got the nice and lush of the Blue Angel world, and then you've got the dark and destructed and end of world in the darker universe.
He just needs to stop by the house first. Meanwhile, in the Other's lair, the Other steps out before the tied-up Teen Titans, stating, "Teen Titans, the splinter in my mighty paw. And Lobo, you are worth every penny." Lobo laughs, telling him, "Yeah, had a little help from the squirt here, but the main man always finishes his job." As Lobo kicks Damien's body forward, the Other asks, "What of the ring?" Lobo takes out Jin's ring, handing it over, stating, "I tried wishing for a stacked blonde. Nada." The Other takes the ring that now contains the genie Jin, one of the Teen Titans, and slides it onto his finger, stating that King Solomon once had such a ring, but even he never quite knew how to use it. But now, Lobo waves his arm, walking off, telling him, "I don't really care. It's happy hour somewhere and I'm missing it. Let's go, see me?" The Other asks, "Aren't you forgetting something? The deal was all of the Teen Titans, including Crush. Roundhouse is not important to the plan, but Crush, she is. And make sure to leave her compliant. Lobo turns back to Crush and he tells her, "Hail!" And without being able to resist, Crush falls to her knees with a loud whoomp. Kid Flash begins to stand up, stating, "It's still 3-1. You are so gonna get your butt handed to you." The other begins to laugh, telling him, "You have so much to learn. First lesson is the other is never alone." Dozens of ninjas begin to jump out, and the others are taken away, with the others speaking directly to Damian Wayne. "I have been waiting for this day. All the clues left behind. I knew that you would see them. The patterns connecting the dots. Seeing what I have built." Damian tells him, "You speak as if we know each other." And the other asks, "Don't you remember? The other is your executioner. I'm what you should have been. Mother's favorite." As the other removes his mask, he leans in with a stitched together neck in Damian's face, telling him, "You used to call me the heretic, but you can call me brother." Damian sits back. "You're my clone, the one that killed me. But that's impossible. Mother killed you." Heretic tells him it's true, but a rogue assassin did not want to see the holy blood of Ra's al Ghul spilled without a purpose. The assassin returned me to my rightful place, grandfather's home, the Lazarus Pit. And after I recovered, I read all the
He's
books.
looking about
I learned all of the
disproportionate, isn't
ancient
he?
evil that had plagued this earthly plane. It was at that moment that I
Let's
found
stare at
my
that a
way
second.
back, and I became the other. I spent months tracking his location. The other hid his movements like a true master, but once I found him, he was easily killed. With the other out of the way, I took the mantle, and I used his shadow to loom over all. I grew the existing empire into what it is now. I played the part. Damian asks, "What part?" The heretic raises the sword, telling him, "Our parents' misguided attempts to save the world got us both killed, brother. There needed to be a new way to deliver justice to the wicked, to become the greatest hero that ever lived." But meanwhile, down the sewers, Red Arrow looks around at the rising water, stating that they need to do something before this place is completely submerged. Kid Flash yells in frustration, yelling, "I should be able to vibrate out of these chains, but my powers are too unpredictable right now." Red Arrow then spits out a small arrowhead from her mouth, stating, "We can't give up." And she begins to pick the cup. Kid Flash looks at Crush, stating, "I don't know what's wrong with her lately, but would you be so kind as to break us out of here? You know, unless you want to keep beating on us, Crush." Red Arrow tells him to stop. She can't. Lobo did something to her. He was controlling her. That's why she attacked. Crush quietly says, "This is all my fault." But Red Arrow tells her, "No, it's not. You are not your father, Crush." Crush shouts, "I wasn't strong enough to stop him. The things he made me do. He made me kill someone. I fought as hard as I could. Part of me thinks the reason I couldn't break free was because I liked having him around." Red Arrow says that they're all not proud of the things their parents have done, and Kid Flash tells her that they're not their parents. Besides, she held up an entire building to save them. Crush laughs. "I just didn't want my favorite jacket to get wrecked." Red Arrow goes on stating, "I care about you. Heck, I even care about Kid Flash." So Kid Flash fist bumps her, and when he does, it creates a shock. Red Arrow looks at Kid Flash, who explains that his powers are still going crazy from everything going on in the Flash comic right now. But Red Arrow tells him, actually, it gives her an idea. Back up top, Damian asks, "A hero? You're the head of a criminal empire." And Heretic says, "Yes, my networks allow me unimaginable access to manipulate others as I see fit, under the guide of one of my own. Think of the possibilities, brother." Damian yells, "You're an abomination!" And Heretic tells him, "I wouldn't say such things." And Damian asks, "Or what? You're gonna kill me again?" Heretic stops him. "Look, I did not do all of
I'm not
this
liking
so we
this.
fight. I don't have much time." Damian tells him, "You're dying." And Heretic looks at him. "Yes. I have brought you here so that we can finish what has been started. We both want the same thing, to make our mark, to rewrite our past, to reshape the world. And I have what you lack."
Here you are. The beginning.
Shut up. I hate that
The
ever.
mantle of the other, the means of the manpower to make your dream a reality. That is why you must become me. Take over the mantle. You will have everything that you ever wanted. You may not be able to beat crime, but you can control it, Damien. Damien asks, and what if I refuse? The heretic says, you will have another youth then, and your team will drown. Heretic holds out his hand stating, it has to be you. This is your destiny. Down below in the flooded sewer, Red Arrow asks Crush if she's ready, and Crush yells, just do it! Kid Flash reaches out, touching Crush and shocking her, and with that she passes out. Red Arrow asks how much power did he use. She said to not knock out Crush, and Kid Flash says, yep, we're gonna die. And Red Arrow says, Kid Flash? But as he goes to respond, she holds out her hand, Kid Flash grabs a hold of it, and at that moment there's a loud explosion, and suddenly all of the water begins to drain out. Kid Flash is stunned, asking what happened, with Roundhouse stepping through the hole that he created.
Ooh, this is going to be more difficult than I
what
thought.
happened? Your boy happened! Up top, Heretic turns to Damien. It is time for you to choose. Accept your destiny. Take the mantle. Become the other. Or reject me and die with the rest of the Teen Titans. Damien asks, if I join, what happens to my team? Heretic holds out Jin's ring, stating, I can control them. Make them understand. As Jin's ring swirls with power, Damien asks him, how? I spent days trying to get it to work. And Heretic says, it's all thanks to the Book of the Damned. Within its pages, it held forbidden secrets. It can free your beloved Jin. All you have to do is say yes! Damien tells him, I need proof. Heretic scoffs, fine, call for her. Damien stares at the ring and calls out Jin, and moments later he begins to wake up in a room filled with dead bodies. He gets up asking, where am I? And up on her throne, Jin says, hello, welcome to my prison, Damien. Damien walks forward asking, is it really you? And Jin says, yes, it is. He looks around stating, this is the place you told me about, where your brother Elias held you. Are we inside your ring? Jin sighs, telling him, yes, my ring is connected to another realm. Your world has a name for it, Purgatory. This palace and what happened here is my deepest shame. Thus it became my personal prison. But what are you doing here? Damien tells her that he is here to rescue her. Whatever happened out there, it doesn't matter. Jin says that she heard everything Roundhouse said, what they were doing, changing the personalities of those that they deemed evil. It is wrong. You should leave this place and forget that we ever met. Damien runs over, grabbing her hand, stating, this isn't about saving you. It's about me and you and... Jin takes her hand back, telling him, I know, but how did you get here, Damien? Damien tells him, I found the other. It turned out to be my clone, the heretic. He wants me to replace him. He has your ring, and his knowledge brought me here, Jin. Jin asks, how did he get that knowledge? Damien goes on, he mentioned an ancient book. He called it the Book of the Damned. Jin snaps, that book needs to be destroyed. The Book of the Damned will lead to nothing but pain for you and for everyone. Damien asks, what am I supposed to do then? Just leave you here? In your prison? Your hell? Jin begins to cry, stating that that is exactly what he needs to do. Damien tells her, no! And Jin reaches out, touching the sides of his head, stating that she will show him what happens if he becomes the other. As a few moments pass, Damien's eyes gloss over, and she asks, what does he see? He begins to cry, stating that it's everything he ever wanted. Back in the real world, the heretic asks him, well? And Damien gets up saying, Jin showed me my future. It's exactly what I pictured. It's exactly why I can't have this. The heretic raises his staff, shouting, you fool! Your genie will never be free now! But as the staff comes down, Damien takes both of his fists, cracking them into the heretic's mask, stating, I will find a way without you! As Damien crawls on top, the heretic asks, do you think brute force will win this, brother? Suddenly, Damien screams in pain as another heretic pulls the blade out of Damien's back, and he says, we could have had.
Let's hear it for the quitters. Every day in the UK, more than 1,000...
But at that moment, there's an explosion with a giant fireball slamming into the heretic's back, throwing him off. Roundhouse, along with the others, call out, hey, you're welcome, and you may have dropped this. Roundhouse begins to hand Jin to Damien. Heretic gets up, creating more copies of himself, stating, you have no idea what you're doing. Looks like you're going to die together, Teen Titans. Kid Flash runs in hitting, asking, who's this? And why does he have Damien's face? Damien begins to explain, but he stops himself, stating, we don't have time! Just take him down! Crush cracks her knuckles, stating, it feels good to be myself again. And beside that, I always wanted a chance to beat your assassin. Heretic gets up, stating, I have had enough! And he casts a spell, freezing everyone in place. He shouts, I have built an empire, and my own brother spat in my face. I will just have to harness your collective power and make it my own. As he prepares the spell, the ice around Crush begins to crack, and suddenly she breaks free, shattering the ice prison. She lunges forward, punching the Heretic down, shouting, bring her back! And Heretic tells her, it is impossible! How did you? Suddenly the roof begins to give, and Red Arrow tells everyone, we gotta leave and forget Heretic. Damien shouts, we can't leave him! He's the only one who knows how to free Jin! But before Damien can grab a hole opens up beneath Heretic with him falling through. A short while later, outside of the lair, Roundhouse asks if they think he's really gone, and Crush reaches into her jacket stating that she doesn't know. But she did manage to swipe a stupid book. Roundhouse begins to state that he knows that he messed up, so before they throw him into the sun, can they just let him say... Damien stops him, stating that he doesn't have to apologize. They all made mistakes that led them here. They could have worked together better, and they will, starting now. The book that Crush has is the key to bringing back Jin. So Crush asks, what's the plan?
Seems a bit out
Damien tells her that they're going to take the fight to the devil.
Maybe it's because I haven't got the clothing on yet.
And end Elias once and for all. And that concludes issues 37, 38, which brings us to a conclusion for the other. Now, keep in mind, Teen Titans has been canceled, but they've been given the opportunity to complete their story arcs. So, subscribe to the channel, because my current plan right now, guys, is to bring you Teen Titans every Friday. The only other thing that might come up on a Friday is a Batman book, because I want to do Bat Family. Teen Titans has Robin, hence why we're doing Teen Titans until I finish this book. You will get the full story. Also, what happens to Damien? What happens to Jin? Is she ever going to get free? What about Roundhouse? Is he still a traitor? Kid Flash's powers? That's over in the Flash stories. You can go watch those very easily to figure out what's going on with that one. That resolves itself. Don't worry about that. That Flash's powers will come back. It's all good. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for your support. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to get the next chapter of this. I'll see you next Friday with the next part of Teen Titans. And on that, Bernie out!
Hankook Tire.
Alexa, how long's left on the timer?
You have 11 minutes left on your 50-minute timer.
Welcome to Comic Storyman, where we take the lore behind your favorite video game, movies, and comics.
Alexa, how long's left on the timer?
You have 11 minutes left on your 50-minute timer.
Okay, right. Well, I've done quite an idea, and you're sort of getting the idea of what I'm trying to draw here. Of course, it's going to be a bit more difficult than I thought. I'm going to need some reference. Definitely need some reference for this. But I'm not sure where I'm going to get it, because he's kind of looking like a samurai. You know, one of those. Maybe I should make him into a samurai. What's that? Nah. You know what I mean? kind of looks like one of those samurai that. Oh man, that's actually not a bad idea. I don't know when it'd be samurai, but that's sort of the idea with the rib cage. Sort of the bones from his wings, because I want to have his wings fold up around him, like kind of fold up around him like that, or like that, I should say, but not completely. So how am I gonna? That's why I'm trying to sort of show it without showing the full wings. I mean, the wing would probably have to come out like that if it's what I think it is. But would his bone wings wrap completely around? Actually, no, that's not a bad idea. I think I might keep to that. So he's got a bit more character to him. Or his wings are used as a his bone wings are used as a They all match together, don't they? You can't. I'm going to have to draw a bloody wing. Right, that's a simple wing. Wing or his wings. I like that. I like that. And then you'll have 1, 2 underneath. So wing like that, and then 1, 2 around him is what the idea. But I'm trying to get that to go that way, and I need reference, like badly need reference for this, because I can't quite figure this out. Got any ideas in the comments there, guys? Because I'm coming to a stump. I've already kind of designed him before, but that was literally a quick rough. What I wanted the origins to come, where we first meet my dusk skimmer character. Again, the comments are open, so feel free to leave anything there. While I have a think, I'll let you listen to some more Batman. We'll listen to Hush now from Comic Storian. Well, no, from DC, but Comic Storian is reading it to you.
Folks, and we break them down into an audio drama, allowing you to get caught up in your favorite storylines while getting on with your busy day. Today we're going to be doing the storyline of Hush. Now, for old viewers, you know how this works. Basically, we have old videos that are in a playlist and they're kind of difficult to find. Since they're older videos, we put them together into a full story, making the search just that much easier for you. And today we're going to be doing the Batman Hush storyline. Originally this was 3 videos, now it's going to be a single video right here on the channel. Since there's a movie out called Batman Hush that doesn't follow this at all. Either way, I hope you guys enjoy today's full story.
It can't be dangling down, so
Batman wasn't always
that's not going to
Batman.
work.
He started his life as a young boy.
Although it looks good, it's not going to work.
He had a wonderful childhood until the day that he lost his parents.
Looks more of a snake going around him. I don't want snake, I want bone wings.
Goal to prevent any more death.
This is difficult.
The family butler Alfred tried his best to raise Bruce like he was his own son, but eventually Bruce vanished. And he trained with the greatest minds in criminology, martial arts, and the craft of detecting, only to return and try his best to clear out all crime in Gotham. But he quickly discovered that he needed to strike fear into the hearts of the villains, so he therefore set off as Batman. While this did aid him in preventing much of the
Where am I going to put the bones? So they're going to go out like this, and then there's a wing, and a
It was
wing.
lacking in one
Or a
area
bone.
of his life due to his choice profession.
So it'll
He was
go
lacking in love. Our tale begins with Batman swinging
curl up
onto the deck of a tanker.
like
There's
that,
a young boy being held captive,
curl
and he has 2 minutes to get
down.
in and get him out before the kidnapper returns and finds him. They've demanded $1 million in
You know what I
cash,
mean? It's
but
like
Batman
a
is making sure that they don't
hand
the power
sort
is quickly cut
of
to
wrapping
the tanker
around
to
him.
the FBI trying to make their own move. But Batman cuts through the
How am I
guards and
supposed to
finds the location of the young
do
boy.
that?
He blows at the door to the boy's cell, and the little one looks
That
up
wing
at
is
him.
not helping.
You're Batman. Yes. He tells him as he grabs him and they launch out of the holding
So
cell.
that'll go there,
Everything is going
and if
according
that
to plan.
folds up
Except
around,
that once
it will be
Batman
like
gets
that.
back to the deck of the ship, the
So you'll
kidnapper
only
has
really
caught up.
see
Killer Croc comes running and swinging
this,
at Batman,
this,
holding
and
the
this.
briefcase that contains the ransom. You shouldn't have come here. This doesn't involve you. But Batman dodges and moves faster than Croc, while he has strength and sheer power. Batman
So that would
has
have
agility.
worked.
I was off by 11
Doesn't need to be over the
seconds,
top.
Batman thinks to himself as he ducks
Just needs to
underneath
be
Croc,
behind,
coming
so
in
it
for a
can-
bite, and then he headbutts him before kicking him
If it's
back.
folded up around
While the two
him,
of them are facing off, a grappling hook comes in out of nowhere and grabs the briefcase that contains the money. Batman quickly grabs a nearby chain from the boat. He wraps it around Croc's mouth and then he strings
You'll
him
have a
up
little bit there.
just before the FBI arrive. It's then that he notices the money is missing. So using his infrared goggles, he looks around and sees
how is
Catwoman
bone?
leaving the
His
scene.
bone wouldn't.
Another bat rope goes off and he begins to chase
I mean,
Catwoman,
that could
shouting,
fold
"Stop!"
like that.
But this is a game that they've played many times before. And she looks back
The idea is that bones will go out, and then he grab his cloth, and then he turns it into wings, and then he can skim across the ground because he can't fly, but he can hover. Not hover, sorry. He can either use his wings as a, because he's a skimmer. If he's skimming on a board, like morning skates on the skateboard. There's a skimmer board, and that's sort of where it's going to be.
But Batman replies with, "Don't be so sure." Just as someone cuts
Be
the
around
bat.
about there.
He begins to
You ever seen those skimmer boards where? Just give me a sec. Just pause that. Have you ever heard of skimmer? Ever seen a skimmer board? When you're at the beach, that's the kind of idea that I'm going to be going with this one. But there's no water; it's all sand in their world. I'll get a full explanation in the next couple coming weeks of their world itself. I give you a little bit design idea when I was sort of making it in VR, but I do not know how, because that's fine. I like that. That works. This works down here, but the chest, I want to make like a corset type thing. But for his bone wings. But I don't know how they're going to work by doing that. If I point that out a bit and then do that. So good dink, like that. Maybe that kind of works. And he's got a kind of a wing. Let's get rid of all those sketchy lines. He's got a kind of a wing. I want to show his wing, but I don't want it to be like ridiculously proportion to his body, even though the proportion of his body's wrecked anyway. Let me get rid of that rubbing in a sec. Again, we're taking inspiration from this. The idea is his arms this is the other, or Lothar. His wings always spread out, but they can use their wings as like weapons, or they can use their wings as hands, like he did in, like Dusk Skimmer does here, where he's holding a paintbrush, so he kind of uses them as extra hands, kind of like Dr. Octopus time kind of idea, where he can use his bones as hands. But I want them to be wrapped around his skin. Wrapped around his wing skin there. Minging. But that sticks out like so, and then comes in with 3 different points. So one point will go here. That's underneath. The idea is so we can have sleeves. Because like you just saw in Lothar, he doesn't have any sleeves because his wings are open and he's hiding his body underneath. Whereas I don't want to hide. I still want to hide the body because I just can't be bothered to draw a body. And I want to start getting some cloth ideas and cloth sort of things. So maybe that will work. Maybe the bone wing sticking out like that. Because this is a sidekick. Dusk Skimmer to the other. I can't believe DC have already made a comic with the name the other in it. Stealing little fudge monkeys that they are. Because I'd never heard of it before I started drawing it. So I got a feeling they have stolen it. I'm gonna sue. I wonder how far that will go. All about 10 seconds when I rang the lawyer and said, "Oh yeah, I've got a case. Have I got a case?" And they'll go, "Probably not. Did you copyright it?" No, I probably should really. So if you're watching and you're stealing my ideas, please look. It's just a small amount that you got it from me. I don't need full credit because DC Comics are a lot better than mine anyway. But just tiny little smidge. Give me a message. Say we like your ideas. Can we use them? That'd be awesome. But don't just nick them. Don't just steal my ideas and go, "Oh, this is my character. I originally drew this one." Yeah. No, I did. It was me. I came up with it. Me. Don't steal. Reveal. Okay, so his sleeves are out. Cloth. Long cloth because he's... I should have a shortish cloth to like there. Well, we'll see. With bone wings, I like the idea of the bone wings being like this, so I'm going to try and incorporate it into being like this some bloody how. Then again, that could probably fold over. No, it's too many folds, see? It's too many folds. Because you've got the bone wing, you've got that, and you've got that, and then you've got that, and you've got that. We've got the extra. Because they've always got 3 extra bone. So there's the main bone, but that's the join. There's the bend point. There's the bend point. And there we've got, 50 minutes. Give me a second, guys. I'm not going anywhere, but I have to record what I'm drawing, because if I don't, you won't be able to see what I've drawn. I know, Alexa, stop. What I do, guys, is I record on the PS4, which I'm live streaming from now, and then I record the whole thing, and then I speed it all up, and you get to see from beginning to the finish, either in a couple of videos or in the full video. But before I do that, I've got to press record, so give me a second. And that's recorded. Cool. So, am I back? I'm back. But yeah, record it, and then one, gives me the idea for maybe another idea, but and it does give me freedom to record it all and edit it. Again, I can put in a full what I'm doing, but the best way to find out how to draw things that I'm drawing is to watch me live, guys, because I speak over it for one, and it's a lot slower, so you can sort of see where I'm putting the lines, because when I'm drawing it and it's sped up, it's sort of like that. So yeah, you don't really know what I'm doing, and I don't fully explain everything when I record it. I've got one there, I've got one there, and I kind of want one up here as well. So we'll get rid of that one. We'll move him down a bit. That's getting a bit too thick there. Too dark. We don't want darkened wings, do I? So we'll have this, and it'll go down like this, down like this, and curl up here and go there. Again, we're only doing it rough, so we'll go here and down to here. There's his cloth, so he goes underneath the cloth and up and around. Inking tomorrow, so that's going to be interesting. I'm probably going to be working on this one tonight as well. Alexa, set me 50 minutes on a timer.
50 minutes, starting now.
That's only a precaution, because I can only record for 50 minutes when I'm on the PS4. If you want to get this program yourself on your PS, then it's Share Factory. It says it up in the top right hand. No, is it left or right? Hang on. It's left hand corner if you're staring at the screen. Share Factory, guys. It's bloody awesome. You can literally record and edit anything you want. You don't have to be in this format. You can do it in different ways as well, but I'll let you get the program so you can see yourself. I did give a little bit of an explanation. Oh, I'm going to put that up there, actually. A little bit of an explanation, because that's longer. So that makes sense. No, because that's longer. No, it doesn't make sense. I give you an explanation of what I use and how I use it. In other videos, or a full video just on Share Factory. If you haven't got a PC, which I don't have a PC at the moment. I did have, and it broke. Again, if you want to support and help me, guys, and you want some illustrations done that you would like to buy and not just have me draw on the channel, definitely let me know. I don't like that. That kind of looks crap. Or does it? What do you think, guys? Your input is really, really helpful. So let me know if you like the idea of the bone wings sort of folding up and going in like that. Again, I can't really get them to... That looks stupid. Or does it? It's an original design, at least. And it's kind of got wings as well. The wings are folding up around the chest. Like a... I kind of want to do an exoskeleton, but you can't really do it with the wings. Well, you can. It's just got to kind of fake where they are. Bugging me. Let's leave that for a minute, because I can't get over that bit. Let's just draw his mask up. Gonna get the mask drawn, get some hair done. Maybe the hair done. And you can listen to some more Comic Story. Let me know what you think in the comments, guys.
But he's busy because there's nothing to grab onto, nothing to stop his fall, and no way to prevent what's about to happen. He falls headfirst into Crime Alley. Oracle comes over the comms quickly. Batman, are you okay? But he doesn't reply. She realizes that this is not good, as she can see heat signatures moving towards him, so she puts out an all-points bulletin to the friends of the Bat family. And the woman that answers is the Huntress. She comes racing in on her motorcycle, and she kicks the teeth out of the thugs that are there. She then uses her bow staff and slick moves, as she quickly dispatches every random thug that tries to approach Batman. She then calls into Oracle. I'm done. Everyone's down. So Oracle moves the Batmobile in, and Huntress loads him up as Oracle closes the doors and tells Huntress. I'm sure he'll want to thank you himself. But Huntress loads up onto her bike and tells Oracle, this is me holding my breath. High above everything, a man in a trench coat and bandaged face watches over the whole event. Meanwhile, Catwoman makes her way to Poison Ivy's garden high atop of one of Gotham's rooftops. She slowly walks in and hands her the money. That's it. Not a man or a woman can resist Poison Ivy. Ivy says with a smile as she looks back at Catwoman. She then brings the money to her mysterious benefactor. Batman is brought back to the Batcave, where Alfred realizes Batman has a fractured skull. Somehow, Bruce manages to tap his finger in Morse code, and he tells Alfred the name, Thomas Elliot. The Bat family quickly stages a car crash, and Bruce is admitted to the local hospital, where the world-famous surgeon Thomas Elliot arrives to perform brain surgery on our fallen knight. But the question is, who is Thomas Elliot? Well, Bruce had a life before his parents died, and one of his friends, well, really his only friend, was Thomas Elliot. He was a young boy from the Elliot family, and Bruce and him would spend hours playing games and messing with each other. Until one night, Thomas's parents were in a car crash, and it was up to Bruce's father to save them. Bruce swore to Thomas that his father was the best, and he could save both of Thomas's parents. But when he came back, he told them that he was only able to save Thomas's mother. He was furious with Bruce for lying to him, and he punched him across the jaw. Back in the modern day, Bruce recovers from his head injury, and within days of being released from the hospital, he's back on the trail of whatever was going on that night. His first stop is to go by Killer Croc's cell and see if he can get any information out of whoever hired him. But Croc says nothing, and instead, he breaks the glass around his cell. He pushes Batman aside, and he makes his way to the sewer exit, yelling, I'm gonna get out of here and get my money! Luckily, when they brought him in, Batman had a homing device placed into his spine. So he takes off with the Batmobile to catch him, asking Oracle where the signal is moving to. But before Batman can converge on Croc's signal, someone shoots out the front left bat tire. The Batmobile spins out of control and flips over a building, landing into an alleyway. He quickly knocks out the glass and looks around. This shouldn't have happened, he thinks to himself. Those tires are reinforced Kevlar and they're filled with petroleum jelly. You would have to know exactly where to blow one out to do so. Oracle begins to ask him if he's okay, but he tells her, whatever you do, don't lose Croc's signal. Croc, meanwhile, is scaling the building where Ivy's garden is located, and at the top he finds Catwoman sneaking around looking for something. Hello, kitty. He steps in with the rain pouring around him. I want my money! And then he swipes at Catwoman, forcing her to fall back. It was Poison Ivy, Catwoman tries to tell him. Wrong answer. Poison Ivy contacted me in Arkham to tell me that you had it, and you'd be here tonight. He then grabs Catwoman, lifting her off the ground and licking the side of her head. Catwoman tries to defend herself. We've been set up. Ivy was supposed to meet me here, and she used me to get that money. She then reels back, trying to get out of the range of Croc's mouth, and screams, I don't have the money! So he tells her that there's no reason not to kill you. But Batman's hurt enough as he throws a bat rope around Croc's mouth again, and then he launches a grappling hook into the nearby wall, throwing Croc out of the building. The only way out of this, Croc, is to talk to me. Someone is playing all of us. You, me, Catwoman, and maybe even Ivy. You have to trust me, Croc. So Croc looks up at him. Look at me! Look at what I've become! The money was to fix me! But before Batman can get any more information out of him, the FBI arrives, shooting at both Batman and Croc. Batman says under his breath, idiots, and he takes cover, but Croc jumps up with their helicopter, only to find himself trapped in a net. As they leave with Croc, Batman stares into the night, wondering, who is behind all of this? Very few people have the power and knowledge to manipulate Croc, Ivy, and Catwoman. And while he's standing there thinking, the man in the trench coat and bandaged face is watching the whole thing from a distance. 6 nights pass and Batman can't find any trace of Ivy, nor can he find anything on Croc. He thinks to himself that he will find it eventually. But Catwoman then arrives and tells Batman, I found Ivy, she's in Metropolis, and I want to go there with you. He stands there silently. So she leans in, and she places
The more I
her
do
hands
that,
on
the
his
more I
chest.
hate it.
Listen, you saved me. You have more than once throughout the years, and I don't think I've ever properly thanked you. But Batman stands his ground. Don't. So she leans in for the kiss. Aren't you curious at all? Batman grabs her by the shoulders and holds her close as they kiss by the moonlight. At long last, Batman feels the love that he's been missing in his life, and it's with the woman that he was probably always meant to be with. Catwoman pulls back, preparing to leave. Play your cards right and there will be more of that. But Batman grabs her shoulder. Hey now, I'm not one of your toy wonders. But he instead hands her a ring. Is this a promise ring or something? Press it when you find Ivy if you find her before me. I'll see you in Metropolis. The next day, Bruce Wayne flies into Metropolis. There isn't much use for Batman in that city, but Bruce Wayne owns the Daily Planet. Why can't he come by for a visit? At the airport, Thomas Elliot sees his old friend and he calls out to him, Bruce! And they share a car together while Thomas asks Bruce how he's holding up from the surgery. Bruce thanks him and tells him how grateful he really is for saving him. But Thomas tells him that he doesn't care about that. He wants to make sure that Bruce is taking care of himself. You aren't Superman, you know. He then gets off at the Daily Planet to say hello to his favorite reporter, Lois Lane, before heading off to see the current CEO of LexCorp, Talia al Ghul. He asks her to find him whoever is dealing with a chemical known as ethylene. And she agrees, but she also comments on how different he seems, and she isn't sure she likes it. But their meeting is cut short by Catwoman buzzing his bat belt. She's found Ivy. Catwoman called Batman to the top of a moving train where she comments on the Chanel 5 odor that Batman has on him. I wanted you to know why I wanted to see Poison Ivy before you. She took control of my mind and made me do things that I may have been prone to, but it wasn't my decision to do those things for her. She violated me, and no one treats me like that, understood? Batman agrees with his silence because he doesn't know what to say or do. He kissed her. He kissed Catwoman. At her greenhouse, Catwoman tries to pretend that she's under Ivy's spell still, but Ivy doesn't fall for it, and they begin to fight it out. Catwoman gains the upper hand only to have Ivy's vines wrap around her throat and begin to strangle her. Batman decides to step in at that moment with a batarang, setting Catwoman free, and Ivy sees him. You brought your champion, I see. Well, so did I. The entire building begins to lift off the ground, and just before the entire thing is thrown into the harbor, Batman sees him. No, not here, not now, not him! As Batman runs over to check on Catwoman, Superman is floating overhead. What hit us, Catwoman asks, and Batman replies with, he did. Tell me you have a plan, she asks, worried. I know him, I do. I know what his next move will be, Batman thinks to himself. But he doesn't know what mine is. So Batman grabs Catwoman and leaps into the harbor as Superman fires his heat vision, destroying everything around the area. Batman throws a mouthpiece onto both Catwoman and himself, but he sees her struggling. Cats in water don't mix, but she'll have to trust him. They make their way to the lead-lined sewers of Metropolis that LexCorp had installed, and they begin to run down them. We can't outrun him. He's faster than a... well, you know, Catwoman says as they push themselves. But they aren't running. Batman stops right where he wants to, and he pulls out the kryptonite ring, and then he turns to Catwoman. You know your part. Grab any 3 of them. It'll be the gal, Catwoman tells him. I know his type, and it'll get the best reaction. She then jumps on him and kisses him. Why did you? Because later tonight, you might not be able to do that. And on that note, she turns to run as they hear somebody punching down the walls. That's my cue, Catwoman yells as she runs away. Crash! The wall behind Batman comes down as Superman has arrived. In response to his arrival, Batman uses everything he has to haymaker Superman with the ring. He then continues to lay it on thick. Over and over, he punches Superman in the head. Listen to me. I've opened the gas main, so if you create a spark with your heat vision, you'll destroy the entire block, and you know what building we're under. Then, before Superman can respond, Batman hits his hypersonics, forcing Superman back. And then Superman responds by freezing the gadget, and Batman blinds him with a flash grenade. He then launches a grappling hook at Superman. It's all about timing, he thinks to himself, and that's not easy with a man faster than a speeding, well, You know, Clark, about that gas main, I lied. And Batman leaps out of the hole that Superman made, allowing him to punch the voltage box that Batman was blocking. As Batman gets his bearings on the street, Superman breaks through the ground. You hurt me. This ends now. And with that, Superman grabs a car. Batman stops him. Look up. You can save her or you can fight me. It's your choice, not Poison Ivy's. So Superman looks up to see the Daily Planet in front of him and Catwoman holding Lois Lane over the ledge. Then, Catwoman drops her. She screams and Superman is instantly back to his former self. He rockets in to catch her as he always does. With the whole ordeal behind them, Batman and Superman head to the rooftop of the Daily Planet for a talk. Ivy had help. I don't know who gave her the green K lipstick so that she could control you, but she didn't make that. We need to find her, Batman tells Supes, and Supes tells him, I don't think that either of us can find her in time, but I do know someone who can, and I need a new uniform for my fortress anyway. So they get the one superhero that Poison Ivy wasn't expecting, and they use Crypto, the superdog, to track her down. Catwoman ends up knocking out Poison Ivy, and Superman looks to her. Was that really necessary? But both Catwoman and Batman tell him, yes. Catwoman gets to watch the dog while Batman and Superman have a chat. Superman tells Batman that he made the right choice by giving him the ring, because he's always the detective, and you're ever the Boy Scout. They shake hands and they part ways, but during this entire little adventure in Metropolis, one individual with a trench coat and a bandaged face has been watching. Batman returned to Gotham where he decided to take a night off from the whole investigation to go to the opera, with his friend Thomas Elliot, Leslie Tompkins, and Selina Kyle. While Bruce Wayne may know that Selina is actually Catwoman, she doesn't know that Bruce Wayne is Batman, and they begin to enjoy a nice relaxing night as friends. That is, until the clown on stage begins to bend over, tearing open her costume and laughing. Opera schmopera! Harley Quinn shouts as she stands there and the quartet puts on masks as Harley Quinn's gang. She begins to jump around the opera using spring boots while her gang is robbing the rich and the famous, until she sees Bruce Wayne. She jumps up there onto the balcony, she looks at him. Ain't you zillionaire Bruce Wayne? And then she glances over at Selina. Hey, you look awfully familiar, sister. Have you ever spent time in Arkham? No, Selina tells her coldly. Harley shrugs it off and looks at Thomas Elliot. Then she holds her gun to Tommy's face and takes the necklace from around his neck. Bruce looks and remembers that that is the necklace that Tommy's mother used to wear. It is the last thing that Tommy owns that was hers. Harley jumps back using her spring boots, and then she begins to shoot wildly into the audience. Both Selina and Leslie take cover, and Selina looks around. Bruce! Only to realize that billionaire Bruce Wayne has fled in fear. Men, she says to herself as she realizes that she needs to save Leslie herself. Meanwhile, on stage, Batman has mysteriously appeared. He makes quick work of Harley's goons, and then he begins to make his move on her herself. And as he goes in to apprehend her, she drops a sandbag on his head, knocking the wind out of him as he was still recovering from his head injury in our last adventure. Harley presses her gun against Batman's head. Ivy and I had a sweet thing going before this whole thing got started. Maybe I should just go off book and blow your brains out and end it right now. But before she can shoot Batman, Catwoman leaps in to save him. Badly conceived, badly acted, badly staged. The audience wants their money back. And as Harley falls over, she just says, everybody's a critic. Catwoman begins to wail on Harley, so Harley uses her spring boots to make a fast getaway with Catwoman chasing her. The stage begins to fall apart due to all of the fighting, and Catwoman begins to fall to her death because she doesn't have
all those lines
to
in
get
there.
away. But instead of chasing Harley, Batman stops and catches Catwoman. The
we're getting there.
audience goes wild. This is the most amazing show that they've ever seen. And then Catwoman looks up at her white knight. Don't you ever save me over going for that villain again. I'm not some kid that you took in. And then she passes out before she can finish. Harley begins to run behind the stage looking for the exit, but Thomas Elliot is standing there waiting for her. Give me back what you stole, he shouts at her, and she kicks him in the stomach and keeps on running, with him getting up to chase her as fast as he can. Batman kicks out the back exit and he finds himself in an alley with rain pouring around him. And as he begins to chase Harley, he hears a gunshot go off. He turns around and he sees Thomas Elliot shot through the chest and the Joker standing there laughing. Now that's how you make an entrance, he tells Batman. Batman doesn't care anymore as he throws the Joker into a wall and he begins to punch him over and over. This is the Joker. He shot Barbara Gordon. He shot Jim Gordon's wife. He killed Jason Todd. And now he's killed Thomas Elliot, one of Bruce Wayne's only friends. Batman just doesn't care anymore. This ends now. And he continues to beat on the Joker over and over. And the Joker tries his best to get it out through all the blood. Stop! It wasn't me! I know it looks bad, but it wasn't me, Bats! But Batman doesn't believe him. He begins to knock the Joker's teeth out, and he puts him down to the ground, and then he begins to strangle him. Even Harley can't save him as Batman just throws her aside. He's done with this! So Catwoman tries to stop him. She takes her whip and she throws it around Batman's neck. I don't want to fight you, but I will keep you from doing something that you regret. But once again, Batman just yanks on the whip, pulling her towards him, and he knocks her out. Then he pauses from strangling the Joker long enough to pick her up and gently put her down in the back of the alley. He then jumps on the Joker to finish off what he was doing as the Joker yells, "Help! Wildman! Madman! Battyman!" No one can stop Batman. He will end this. At least until Gordon shoots the ear.
I think I'm going to get... Oh, God, I can't speak. I think I'm going to give him a full mask because I don't like the idea of eyes going over the top of the mask. So I'm going to give him a full mask. So we can move that up a bit. Going to be wearing the same mask, if not a similar mask, to the other, Lothar. The mask still can have hair coming over the top of it. I just don't like the idea of the eyes poking over a mask. So his mask goes like this down to here. Because he is a sidekick, so he's going to have pretty much the similar design, just ever so slightly different. I think. Let's make that more permanent. Like that. Kind of like that idea better. That's a bit, that bit there is a bit too, I want it a little bit smaller. There we are. It's a bit more like it. Something like that. We're definitely getting there with the design though, and I'm kind of getting more liking of it. I like it from there up. I like the board, but the clothing, the feet, it's like, yeah, just standing there statically. There's no like bend to his leg. You don't really need a bend to his leg. He's standing there. If there is his waist here-ish, that will be not like that. Let's get rid of those. Because we'll put in the shade and the action lines or whatever, the wrinkle lines in the cloth. Because again, his cloth is wings. Having a trench coat and a bone corset. Now, I don't think a set of wings, if I'm going to try and keep it so it will work, I don't think a wing will flap all the way around without being seen. So that's why I've kept it stuck out here and had it curl up around. Oops. Because as you know, guys, this is Morningscape. We've created him already, but now we need to careful. Now we need to do this one, and this is the darker, evil side of him. Oh crap! I forgot his horns. Let's get rid of this hat thing. That was just a silly little thing I did. And his horns. So I have a broken horn. His horns are like rough. Ridiculously big. Coming out the side of his fade. 11 curl as well. Like, how do I do that? Is it da, 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 like that, I think. Should I have them coming down? Or should I have them coming up? So I have them coming down over here. So I'll have it here. I'll do a stub. And then we'll do a curl. Like that. Or should I have two different? What do you reckon? What do you reckon? This way? Or this way? So we still have it curl here. Get the horns, just in case I do rub them out. I forget. Kind of like that horn, so it's curling downwards. So, you know, I'm going to see if I can get both of those both of them to be sticking out on the side. Let's see what they look like together when they're like this. Almost got like a crown on, maybe. Now, I said the other was on fire. I don't know, because it's more of a magical fire I kind of went on to when I did the VR version. And whether I could make him on fire as well, I don't know. Because his hair will be here, and his hair's coming down over. Like that. Like that. What does it look like to you? I like the curl because it's different. Because with Morning Skate, his horns do curl backwards. So that's kind of more of a Morning Skate horn. So maybe we'll go, because it's different, but it's still similar. I'll have his horns doing this. Not a corn, you know, cornet, whatever. There's weapon. Weapon, is it going to be a sword or is it going to be a beating stick? They've all got like a scythe. Say egg scythe and just a scythe. Morning Skate's got a sword, so maybe I should make some sort of sword here as well. And again, why would he have the same weapon? More of a wand, isn't it? Don't know if I want a wand. Maybe I do want a wand. Maybe I do, because he's going to be resurrecting the other, or Lothar. Let's do a pattern over here. Be simple, something simple. Oogly boogly. Like a beating stick. There's also one, so maybe I'll have like a scythe type thing here. So there's a bit of both. I don't know. Kind of works. It's the clothing. Curly lines. Curl, 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 curl. Okay, this is just a rough sketch at the minute. Getting the idea down. We'll start with a rough and then going with a bit of ink, which is where I think we're at, guys. I think we're at the point where I can comfortably say I can start inking that now. So in that case, join me again tomorrow, because I need to have a think, and I'm going to sort of think over the idea, what I think of it, and come back tomorrow. Hopefully I won't have builders tomorrow, but again, if I do have builders, guys, I will record everything I'm doing. Then I will post it for you guys to check out on the YouTube channel this week. So don't forget to keep tuning in, hitting that subscribe button and dinging the bell for notifications. Thank you very much for those guys that joined me, and I will see you again next time. My name once again is Blut084, BLUT084, Art and Games. And if you want to check out any of the other designs that I showed you at the very beginning, then go and check out the Creation Station playlist. Links will appear, so don't forget to click those, hit that subscribe button, ding the bell for notifications, and leave a like if you do. Check out all of this and catch up with the story, but I will be giving out a full story coming in the next coming few weeks. So guys, thanks for watching, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.